Today, I'd like to talk about UCD. UCD is one of the biggest college campuses in the country. It's part of the Holy Trinity, along with Trinity and the less impressive DCU, UCD's dyslexic brother. UCD has 5 lakes. The main lake beside the library, the secret lake that isn't a secret because everyone knows about it, 2 other lakes that no one cares about, and a mysterious 5th lake that no one's ever seen because it doesn't exist. Due to the radioactivity of the main lake, if you so much as take your clothes off within a 10-metre radius of it, you get a hefty fine, a tetanus shot and 2 STDs. The main lake is plagued with evil swans that love killing fresher students. The hidden tunnels underneath UCD are as old as time itself, originally used as a passageway for the president of UCD to escape from his office in the event of a riot. But now it's put to much better use, for grinder hookups. The Libo cop is the protector of the UCD atmosphere. Although he poses as a library security guard to the naked eye, he was actually created by the computer science block who installed him as part of the UCD software update. Students have wondered where Libo cop went during the lockdown, but it turns out the coronavirus doesn't affect him, so he just stayed in the library, strolling around in the vaulted silence, eating cream eggs, waiting for the students to come back so he could shout at them. Everyone's curious about the mysterious 5th floor of the library. No one's ever been in it, but this floor is Libo Cop's living quarters, where he sleeps with his eyes open, standing up, upside down. Every single girl from Castleknock goes to UCD. Due to the fact that the 39 bus drops them from door to door, they're only ever found in 2 states, Castleknock or UCD. They simply can't be found anywhere else. Otherwise, they can no longer be the Castleknock girl that goes to UCD. These Castleknock girls can often get confused with the D4 girls, the only difference being that the D4 girls don't live in Castleknock and can be found swarming around the Starbucks on campus, complaining about how stressed they are as a mark of social status. The Quinn Building is an upmarket, real-life Tinder sex cult. Lads from the Quinn Building come to UCD to study commerce and graduate as a barber who does forex trading. A grave sadness is echoed through the Quinn Building as of late due to OnlyFans removing all their sexual content, putting up to 85% of these students out of work. We can't be sure on an exact percentage, but 85% sounds good to me. It's believed if you walk up to a random student in the Quinn Building and say the phrase, "seeking arrangements," they'll simply say, "yes." The Newman Building is where all the art students cry into the fur of their therapy dogs. This Soviet dungeon is kept decrepit and dishevelled to discourage these art students from following their dreams. What's that smell? Lost hope. The ground floor of the Newman Building is the only floor that makes sense. The rest of the building is a labyrinth of confusion, with staircases that go nowhere and doors that lead into walls. This was designed to give the hopeful art students an accurate representation of what their career trajectory would look like. UCD used to have their own residential homeless man, known as Old Man Bellfield. He'd scour the campus all day, floating from the coffee shop to the lake. His silent presence was a calming force to all students. He was loved by everyone in UCD and unfortunately passed away recently. It's believed his spirit energy left his body and he became one of the UCD swans, the only one that doesn't quack, gets a coffee every morning and doesn't bother anyone. An ancient battle has been taking place on the grounds of UCD for centuries, the battle between the security guards and the stoners. This game of cat and mouse has been the undercurrent of UCD ever since time began. The security guards keep ambushing the stoners and infiltrating their smoking spots, but the stoners keep forgetting and just go back to the stone circle anyway. The nutritional options in UCD fall somewhere between overpriced orphanage food and shit carveries where the students from down the country make themselves at home. Although some people think UCD is a college, it's actually just a shell corporation that keep you there for 3 years, give you a piece of paper at the end of it, and then constantly email you with surveys and requests to donate to the alumni fund for the rest of your life. Alumno? Fuck off, UCD. UCD feels like an airport, but instead of going to Mykonos, you go into an unsteady job market with 35 years of paying back a student loan. It's believed that deadmau5 played in the old pub on the campus back in 2010. This pub used to be a haven of techno and cans. UCD soon changed their tune after hearing too many of their students talking about boiler room sets, and they didn't like where this was going, so decided to shut the place down. The old pub was soon replaced by a student bar, a sterile, sanitised, rugby club-esque upmarket Wetherspoons. They've yet to realise you can never make a Lily Bordello's out of a bar full of drunk college students. Back in 2018, Kneecap played in the student bar, but got kicked off stage by the security. Some thought this was due to the crowd getting too rowdy, but it was actually because all the bouncers are staunch Protestants. The student accommodation of UCD is split up into 4 quarters: Glenamina, Ashfield, Merville and Belgrove. Glenamina is where all the best sessions in UCD take place. The mystery of Glenamina is, despite the fact that these houses don't have ovens, you'll still find dozens of students huddled into someone's kitchen at 4 AM. Merville is home to the rejects of Glenamina, and nothing ever happens here. It's a live-in library. Ashfield is a community of people who prefer living in luxury over having fun. Nobody ever sees anyone who lives in Ashfield. They hate communicating with the outside world, so I usually just speak through hand gestures or post-it notes. Then there's Belgrove, which is a maze of houses that seem to be in different places every time you go back there. This is where the students from down the country live, with a dropout rate of 50%, due to them not handling the responsibility of being a fully actualised human being. Namaste.